is up, my britches? If you are new here, hello, my name is Brittany. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my current top 10 eyeshadow palettes that I would say are gift worthy, if you will, because I am not trying to be that bitch this year. Oh, I forgot to turn this light off. Let me turn that down. I'm not going to be that person that's waiting till the last minute because the shipping delays are ridiculous. And I feel like there's so many sales going on right now. So I'm like, all right, let's do this now. And then maybe we'll revisit it next month. We'll see. Black Friday's coming up as well. So if I see sales and stuff going on, this could be ever changing. This is just like currently I was going through my palettes and I'm like, if I was going to gift somebody something, it would be probably along these lines. So if you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs it up. Thumbs it down, that's cool too if you're watching. Or, hey, watching, I appreciate you. I see how the bridge is coming to the live chat. What's good, what's poppin'? Happy Sunday. Sunday fun day. Today I'm trying. I forget who it was that said. They said the peach. That's a good one, so let's see. These high noons, they just like chef's kiss. Peach isn't my fave. It's good. Oh, it's giving me like, that was strange. It was like an after kick of more peach. So strange, but that was really good. If I had to choose so far, lime and pineapple are my favorite high noons. Anyways, that's not why we're here. We're here for palettes, baby. So let's just dive right in. This should be a relatively quick one. I'm just going to go through my palettes. I know the VIB sale is going on as well. That's why I wanted to talk about some palettes. They're not all from Sephora, but some of them are. You're going to see. Okay, so these are the ones that I would pick currently right now, and I'm going to explain why. So let's first talk about one that I was not expecting, like, at all. I haven't had the best, like, experience with this brand's eyeshadow palettes. Love the brand with my whole entire life. But their palettes, though, I'm like, I don't get the hype. By the way, let me know, too, what are your guys' favorite palettes? Like, if you were to give somebody a palette, which one would it be? I'm very curious. So, leave it in the live chat or leave it in the comments if you're watching the playback. So, this first one, you guys know how much I love Dior if you're familiar with my channel. And damn, did this Atelier of Dreams palette. Holy shit. I forget what video it was that I used this, but this is what the palette looks like. It's very chic-deaky, very sophisticated, very collector's item-esque, I guess you could say. But damn, I was so impressed with the quality of this because this is one, it's expensive, okay? But it's a part of the Dior holiday collection. I feel like if you're a makeup collector, like, you would absolutely love this palette. And it has, like, the most beautiful, it's, like, cool-toned, neutral, but, like, a hint, like, a really small hint of purple. Very wearable every day. But damn, is this silver, like, a fucking showstopper. I was like, oh, Dior, I didn't know you could do eyeshadows like this. So this one, I think you can get it at, like, Selfridges. You could probably get it at the Dior website if you're not on the blacklist like I am. But I was like, do you see that silver? For luxury, that's just not, like, that's a rarity in my opinion. Especially, like, with the quints. I've talked mad shit about the quints. But this one, I'm just like, I could totally see this being such an amazing gift for somebody that you already know loves neutrals, that you already know loves, like, luxury makeup, or if you're wanting to gift somebody something that's luxurious, basic as fuck, but beautiful, but you could also turn it up in the most, like, sophisticated way. Like, I feel like that's such a beautiful palette for, like, New Year's Eve or something like that. So, I love that damn thing. I'm just like, oh, okay. So, that was my first one. This next one, I'm like, I don't understand why more retailers aren't carrying this because I'll link all the palettes down below for you guys. But this palette, I'm like, NARS, you're fucking up. Like, what are you doing over there? This is the holiday palette for NARS. And bitch, is this gorgeous. I'm pretty positive I did a dedicated video to the NARS holiday, right? Didn't I do that? I can't remember. I'm like, was it a testing new makeup? Either way, I've used this live And oh my god, this is just like the perfect palette in my opinion. It's got really great just like aesthetic. Like I just love this whole bondage moment. This is for like that makeup lover that's like an inappropriate friend. Like I feel like this would be a perfect gift if somebody gifted it to me. So this is, I think it's called the Bijoux. You guys have corrected me how to pronounce it, but I never remember. But this is where I say like NARS is fucking up because these metallics in this palette are spectacular. Like, so incredibly beautiful. And I can only find this on, like, the NARS website, and that's it. So, like I said, I'll link this for you, but watch these damn swatches. Like, especially, like, this duochrome shade right here. Let me back up a little bit. So freaking stunning. I don't understand, like, I'm such a big fan of NARS eyeshadows. There's just something so spectacular about them when you put them on your eyes. So when you see this color story, I feel like you have like a taste of everything that somebody would want. You've got your neutrals, you've got your warm tones, you've got your like purples and pinks, you've got your greens. You literally have everything on here. Like it's so good. Like I cannot believe this has not come to Sephora or Ulta. I don't know what NARS is doing. Shit, even Selfridges. The only place I have found this is the NARS website. This is such an amazing palette. Like, I've used it several times now. One of my favorite palettes of this year. I'm just like, what the fuck is NARS doing? So this next one, I'm like, if you have somebody in your life that is like an eyeshadow palette lover that loves color, this to me is one of the best palettes that I found, which I don't have like a ton of colorful palettes. And I want to remind you guys too, it's like, I don't have every single palette. This is just like me going by everything that I've used, what I think of it. You get it. So my favorite palette that I've ever used as far as color goes is the Be Perfect, the Carnival 3 Love Tahiti. This is just, first of all, it's massive. But these mattes, like, these are the best colorful mattes I think I've ever touched in my life. They're so nice. They're so pigmented, but they're so easy to work with. The only downfall for me about these is I don't love their metallic formula. But this is just, like, it's so solid. It's such a great palette. It's really great quality. But it's, like, specific for a very specific makeup lover. This is, like, straight up color. It's fantastic. Really great palette, but again, it's just those metallics that isn't my personal favorite, but it's like the palette isn't really like crazy expensive where it's not worth it type of a thing. Like it's still worth it even for me, like not loving all the formulas, it's still worth it to have it. Very long story long. Then I have to mention these because I feel like the hype's kind of coming back. But I'm over here just hoeing it out 24/7 for this brand because I'm like, there is nothing better than Makeup Geek eyeshadows. Like, literally, like, the collection should tell you how much I love Makeup Geek quality. Even, like, when I was freelancing for the wedding that I just did, I used only these palettes. They're just, especially, like, with this one, I just kind of grouped them all together because I'm like, customize a palette for somebody. Like, literally just give somebody anything Makeup Geek as far as eyeshadows go, and you're about to change their life. Like, Makeup Geek just holds a very special place in my heart as far as, like, they were my first brand that, like, blew me away and was like, oh, this is what good eyeshadows are. So this, I think, like, especially this colorful palette, it makes wearing color so much easier, and it's like a way to, like, dip your toes into something like this. Like, this is very vibrant, very colorful. These are much more, like, subtle, toned down. Like, they just have a very unique look to them, especially when you wear them. And like I said, I stay hoeing out Makeup Geek. I've got all these, like, shades taken out because I always customize palettes myself. But it's like, what a great gift, what a thoughtful gift, too, if you have a makeup lover in your life, if you customize a palette for them. You cannot go wrong with some Makeup Geek. They just, like, launched, I think the Holiday Spice palette actually sold out, which is amazing. But they have a bunch of stuff on their site. I have an affiliate link for Makeup Geek already. They've got, like, all of their pigments for, like, $2. My favorite, like, not my all-time favorite, but one of my favorite complexion brushes. This is on sale for $8. I think it's still on sale. It was at like 33 hours yesterday. So the sale ends like today, but it's so fucking good. Like I said, I think the hype is kind of coming back because I still hear people, like I feel like I hear more people talking about them. And I'm just like, can we keep this shit going? Please and thank you so much, because I'm telling you, the quality is just incredible. Honestly, if you're watching this live right now, have you tried Makeup Geek yet? Because damn, I love everything about them. I love especially the create your own palettes. And always remember, if you're creating your own palette, when you add all the shadows into the palette, it'll add up the price, but then it discounts it when you add it into the cart to like 30, I think it's like $38 for a 9-pan. Highly recommend. Anyways, let's get into the next one. This is another more luxurious one. I feel like whenever I'm thinking like gift options for people, this is just for me, I always lean more towards like high-end luxury, especially when there's something like the VIB sale going on where you can get that percentage off just to kind of justify it. So I haven't used this a ton, but when I have used it, I'm just like, I love this quality. I love this brand. And at first I was like, I don't know if I want this myself, but then the more that I looked at it, and I'm so glad that I got it, because the Fire Rose palette is literally the best thing that Charlotte Tilbury has ever done. If you disagree, I don't care. I'm just kidding. So this palette, this is the Instant Eye palette. The Smoky Eyes Are Forever. So this is Charlotte Tilbury's holiday palette. This is, I think, $75, which I think this quality, from what I've tried so far, the quality that you get for the amount of shades that you get, $75 is definitely expensive, but to get that 20% off or that 15% off or 10% off, whatever your discount is, I think that it's worth it, especially since these eyeshadows are the closest thing for me to that Fire Rose quality, because there was just something so over the top when it came to Fire Rose. And this is another one. It's just like sleek, sophisticated. I don't love really like the black packaging, but I love the layout. And this is another one. There's something to me so special about Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows, because she almost like made like the satin formula so much more approachable for me for like putting it in my crease. And I always feel like her formulas look incredible on like people like me that I have like fine lines and stuff like that. Like I have texture on my lids. It looks so flattering. There's something so special about Charlotte Tilbury's brand in general. I feel like she's really mastered that like mature textured type skin. Everything that she does, I feel like, is so just appealing to me because of that, because I'm like, oh, it's gonna look more flattering. That's what I'm looking for. So the next palette I have, it's another one. It's still new. Like a lot of these are new, like I haven't tested them out a ton, but I'm like, okay, I could easily justify this as a gift, mainly because of the price. But with this palette, I'm like, I just think it's so different. And it's one palette with like a bunch of different textures. I did a dedicated video to this as well. This is the Danessa Myricks, the Lightwork 3. This is just for somebody that you could just go to the store, or you could go to like online at Sephora or Beautylish, I think this is at, or Danessa Myricks. You could just go online, get everything all in one palette. And then actually I was looking at the comment section of the video that I did with this palette. Somebody made such a good point, because don't get me wrong, like Indi fucking kills it, especially when it comes to like these multi-chrome type shades. Like these high-end brands could never touch some of these indie brands like Divina, Cleona, Terra Moons. They're just on another fucking level. But the only downfall is you can't get them super quickly. It's usually a pre-order situation. And then a lot of people outside of the States, the shipping is just ridiculous. So this is where I think something like this palette is going to come in handy if you have somebody in your life that has never experienced like the multi-chrome type eyeshadows. Like just the textures that she has. This is a very like editorial sort of a vibe. But to get this palette's like $125. It's super expensive. I don't know if it's available at Sephora yet. I see it on the site, but I don't know if it's actually available. I just think that this would be a great gift for somebody, like already a makeup lover that has a harder time getting from those indie brands. I didn't even think of like the shipping aspect before. Like when I saw that comment, I'm like, wow, that's such a good point. And then the whole pre-order situation. So it's like if you're shopping these indie brands, it's going to be really difficult probably to get something. Even if you were to buy it right now, like there's still a chance that you probably might not get it in time for Christmas. Whereas a palette like this, it's like it gives you like a splash of everything. You just have really unique textures. If you want to see more of my thoughts on it, you could go check out that video. But as far as like, did this blow me away? Not really, just because I already had a lot of like this type in my collection. But it's for somebody that doesn't have that, is where I think it's a really great gift. And then we get into Miss fucking Natasha Denona. I feel like Natasha Denona, if I had to pick one brand, this is like the brand I would say is such a good gift. One, because she makes really great formulas, for one. But for two, there's so much hype and so much like admire for Natasha Denona and her palettes. Like, has anybody ever heard like anybody shit all over her formulas? No, I feel like it's just a very like coveted sort of a brand. I don't know. So I selected a few of my faves. And I think if I had to pick a favorite palette she's ever done, I would go with Metropolis. You can't go wrong with Metropolis. It's just, to me, because I have my makeup basically, I wear certain things for certain times of the year because I feel like it like is more appropriate, if that makes sense. Metropolis to me just has like everything. Like this is such a like a staple palette for me. I love how it's got the neutrals, the warm tones. The only thing that I think that this is missing is cooler tones, but this just has so much variety. The only thing I would fix about this is not having so many like goldish copper shades. I would have loved to have seen like some cool tones thrown in there. But overall, it's like, I'm so biased towards this palette because I love the structure. I love the color story. Like, this just makes my heart flutter. I love this palette. It's still one of my favorites in my collection. But another palette that I think is extremely hyped up right now, and for damn good reason, is the Retro palette. This, especially if you're shopping for somebody with green eyes, like, this is the palette for them. Because these tones look so beautiful on green eyes. Like, this is a palette that I guarantee anytime I wear it, like, this is basically, like, my wedding palette. Anytime I attend weddings or film weddings, this is what I wore this year. And every single time, people are like, oh my god, your eyes look amazing. Because it just, like, sets them off. So these tones alone are so beautiful. And I love these midi palettes. I prefer the midis so much more than like her bigger palettes that are still $129, but there's like the bigger gaps and shit. Think of like the Trio Chrome, even the Biba. I would love a Biba in like this version. I love this. But these midi palettes are such great gifts, especially if you get that 20 or 15% off. You know, it's just such a great gift. One of my favorites. Like this one and Metropolis are definitely the faves. But if we're talking about gifts for this year, god damn, is there a fucking frenzy for these new Glam face palettes. Like, I think the Glam palette is also beautiful, one of my favorites. But I had to put this in here after seeing the consistent hype for these and how people are, like, losing their shit over these new Glam face palettes. But since we're talking about gifts, what a fantastic gift. I talked mad shit about this when I first saw that she was launching these. I'm like, there's no way I'm buying it, yada, yada, yada. And I ended up buying both, which this was my last video. If you guys didn't catch it, I compared both and I just basically showed you two different looks and just told you which one I prefer. But I'm like, okay, if you are gifting somebody if you have somebody in your life that has never tried Natasha Denona, has never tried, like, luxury high-end eyeshadows, this will change their life. Because even if, like, for somebody like me that doesn't necessarily love her face products, I'm still glad that I got these. Like, I definitely lean more towards one than the other, but I just think that these are such a good gift because they're what, $59 to get the percent off, like I said. And it's like a staple. Like, what a great travel palette. Such bougie ass, like, sleek packaging. I love it. I'm just like, okay, I'm really glad that I saw these in store because online, it wasn't doing it for me. But there is something, I said this in my video, there's something about these metallics that is different than her other ones. Like, I don't feel like I've seen, in the palettes that I own, these are, like, more, like, vibrant. They're shiny. Like, this is so just... It's so... They're just beautiful. Like, I'm shocked at myself how much I like these. Especially the dark version. It was so funny because I'm like, it's hilarious to me, like, how people think so differently about, like, your preferences and compared to other people's preferences for you. Does that make sense? So if you guys want to see more of my thoughts, me do a couple looks, you can check out my last video. But I posted on my Insta story, like, just me kind of wearing these throughout the day. And everybody except for, like, a few people. So majority, I'll say this. Majority of people actually preferred the light on me. But I'm over here like, fuck y'all, I like the dark. So these palettes, I'm like, all right, if you have, like, a massive makeup collection, you don't need these. But if somebody does it and you just want to give somebody something that's, like, a staple, you could use it every day, you could travel with it, because you have literally your face and eye right in one palette. Like, so convenient. So these, as much as I was hating on these, they are fucking beautiful. And then if you're wondering what's on my eyeballs right now, I gotta throw this in here because I think this is one of, like, the most hyped holiday besides, I think the Glam palettes are a little bit higher. But the Huda Beauty, the Rose Quartz palette, this is what's on my eyeballs if you guys are wondering. I'm doing some looks for my video, okay? So this was the first time that I used this today. But just the fact alone that this is a brand new palette for holiday, it's just, no matter how big your makeup collection is, anybody is gonna want this palette this year. Just because it's the biggest, like, one of the biggest holiday launches, in my humble opinion. But let me tell you another reason why this is definitely worth it. Is because every basic bitch loves purple eyeshadows. I swear. I don't know what it is. But anytime, back when I used to do lives on Facebook, and I would be like, okay, what kind of a look should I do today? Everybody, like, even people that don't wear makeup, everyone loves purple eyeshadow. And you've got your purples, your pinks, you've got really unique shades, you have really unique textures. Like, I can't wait to do this video. But these metallics, like, did not come to fuck around. They're just like, let me give you guys some quick swatches really quick. The formula, just from doing this look today, I'm like, I would recommend it already. Just because effortless to use. She always gets really great reviews on her bigger palettes. This is the very first bigger palette that I bought, and I'm regretting everything because of it. Because I'm like, if this is what the quality has always been, like, what have I been doing? So this one, I think the packaging is gorgeous. But these shadows and the different textures, like, you've got some dual chrome moments in here. Another palette that's just, like, a good variety. It's available at Sephora, so you can get that percentage off. It's just, it's so nice. And then I'm actually glad that I didn't pick up the highlighter because I think that this shade right here, Love Stone, could absolutely be used as a little face highlight topper sort of a moment, right? It's cute. Like, this is just a really well done palette. I'm really excited to show you guys, like, what I come up with for looks. You'll probably see them in the next few days just from my videos and stuff. But that one, I'm just like, I can't not mention that. Especially for holiday for this year, because it's like, no matter your collection size, you would absolutely love it. And the textures are just chef's kiss. So then I do want to have a little honorable mention moment, because I don't know if this palette is in stock, but I just think this is a really unique palette. A really, just something for somebody different. It's a good price, and then there's a new one that's coming up. Actually, no, the new palette is out already. I'm going to have the palette probably this week coming up, But I wanted to mention this Indie Beat Cosmetics, the Platinum Hits palette, because I know everybody loves these like multi-chromes and like the dual chromes. This is a palette just filled with that. This is just like if somebody has already like their basic bitch stuff, right? They have their neutrals, they have their colors, they have literally everything. But if you want to just spice up somebody's collection, this Platinum Hits is incredible. Like, the quality of this is so good. Like, I say this every single time because I want to make sure, like, I always make sure to mention it. Like, I'm a packaging snob. The packaging isn't my favorite, but what you're paying for is these eyeshadows, and they're beautiful. I can't wait to play with the new one. But let me just give you guys, like, quick swatches of, like, insane, like, pigment. Just the way that they look, like, oh my god. I've worn, I think, like, a couple blue looks from this palette, and people are always like, whoa. They're just so shiny, so vibrant. And then you've got, like, the dual chrome shifts to them. It's just something that's just, like I said, if somebody has, like, their basics. So if, basically, like, somebody like me that has, like, already a shit ton of makeup, but they don't really have those special shades. And don't get me wrong, I would always recommend, like, Davina, Sydney Grace, Cleona, Terra Moons. All those brands have incredible qualities. But we're talking about palettes, like things that you don't have to think about. You could just buy it as it is and gift it to somebody. And that one is worth a look at. It's beautiful. I want to say I even did a TikTok, like, swatching them all. So if you want to see them all, I feature that several times on my channel now, though. But that's a little honorable mention because I'm like, I don't know if this one's available anymore, but I know that they have a new palette that's, like, basically, like, a part 2 to this one. It's the Platinum Hits 2 with... It's got, like, white packaging with the gold. It's white, black, and gold, I think, is the packaging. I'll have that video coming probably this week or next week, or you could, like, tune into my TikTok. I'll probably do a TikTok swatch party of it, because I'm so excited to just put my fingers all in it. So, guys, let me know. What do you think of all of my picks? Are they good? Are they bad? Let me know. There's obviously so many palettes that I would recommend for holiday, but these are, like... I feel like this is a really great group of very, relevant palettes, newer palettes, some slightly older, but not really. It's majority new palettes. Because I feel like when you're shopping for holiday or shopping for gifts, you want to get something that's, like, newer. You know? I don't know. That's at least what I do. So let me know. I would love to hear your guys' recommendations for if you had to pick a palette for somebody, what would you pick? Let's do a little chitty chat. Chitty chat and live chat. Thank you, Mo. She said great picks. I would love to see what your picks are. They would probably be all fucking Tom Ford, though. Just kidding. Let's see. Smoky blue eyeshadow looks fabulous on brown eyes. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Kathleen said, I just checked the Charlotte Tilbury website and Fire Rose is discontinued. I feel personally attacked that you keep bringing it up. I demand you find a comparison. Well, Kathleen, let me just give you some insider scoop. I may or may not have a giveaway coming up that has a Fire Rose palette. It may or may not be coming in December. You're going to have to tune in. I'm so excited. I think I got, like, the very last one, like, ever. So, yeah, that will be coming. But I know, it's like, Fire Rose is literally hot fire. Like, Charlotte Tilbury straight fucking up by discontinuing that, because it's like, why would you discontinue, like, the best thing that you've ever done? Not only that, why would you not keep doing that? Like, why would you not do more color stories with those textures, with those formulas? Oh my god, it's so good. Metropolis, hands down, yes. Oh, you got the Indi B. Isn't it so good? Like, it's so underrated. Like, even this shadow that I'm wearing right now, let's look. I feel like there's a shadow that's in here, like Havana, gives you, like, similar vibes as what I have going on up here. I don't know, I love supporting indie brands, even that one. That's really close. That's Just Dance. Oh my god, yes! I'm so excited to get that new palette. They sent it to me. I think it's supposed to be here this week, though. I'm really excited. Oh, let's see. Amanda, I know. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that giveaway, but it's definitely gonna be during Britchmas, I'm pretty sure. I just gotta figure out how the fuck I'm doing Britchmas this year. That is so funny. I picked up the Hindash. It's my favorite basic bitch palette. I did order the new Platinum. Can't wait. Yes! I do have a discount code with Platinum Hits. With Platinum Hits. With Indi Beat Cosmetics. I'm pretty sure it's in the description box at the bottom. But, oh my god, I love hearing you guys say that you guys picked that palette up. Ah, I can't wait. The Hindash palette, though, I love the concept of that. Like, I just don't own it. But that, I think, would be such a great gift for a makeup artist. Yeah, let's throw that on there. The Hindash palette, yes. Because that, I think the whole entire structure of it. I think even Makeup Geek, though, if you had a makeup artist in your life, those would be such good palettes to gift. Like I said, when I freelance, my Makeup Geek palettes are literally the only thing that I take with me. Because that's everything that I need. Granted, it's like 4 separate palettes. I think the Hindash overall is just so... It's like... It's literally such staples and such a unique structure. Yes. Good call on that one. Yes. Melody, thank you. My eyes are like my favorite thing about me. So thank you. Sippy, sippy. Natasha Denona Retro, can't go wrong. I totally agree. Totally agree. I think that's such a great palette. Oh, Tammy, I love your whole life. Let's see. What's a palette that you missed out on you would put on your list? Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh, that's a good question. Biba. 100% Biba. Yup, that's it. That's the palette, like, I still lust over. If you were to ask me that, like, a year ago, it would have been that palette that's right there. The Pat McGrath Divine Rose 2 with the pink packaging. Literally, I bitched about that for so long. Y'all probably all remember. But Biba is definitely that palette. Like, if I had to pick one that I'm still mad about, that I still don't own it, and it's not for any other reason other than, like, I'm so palette heavy. And then, too, it's not new. So it's, I don't know, like, I like to buy stuff that's new, especially for my channel. But if I quit YouTube tomorrow, Biba, I would probably go out and buy it. I just don't know why I don't now. But let's talk about limited edition. A limited edition palette that I missed out on that I'm still mad about. I'll have to brainstorm on that one because I'm like, wait, which one? It's got to be a good one. I would love to hear your guys' responses too. This is so fun. Thank you, Kathleen. I'm just glad you guys are enjoying it. I'm getting the Pat McGrath Mothership. Yes, the Mothership 9. I think Pat McGrath is definitely... I was going to feature her holiday palette, but I'm like, I haven't tried it yet. Like, I still don't know if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to do a giveaway with it. I think I'm going to keep it, but I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But I think that would be a great brand to get because there is so much hype. It's just I don't understand the hype. So that's obviously why it's not on my list. But even still, like a person that hasn't really tried high-end or luxury or has just like wanted Pat McGrath, the Celestial Odyssey would still be a great palette to gift, or even the Mothership palettes, just because... Oh shit, I just realized the palette that I forgot to take out. Oh, because I was gonna try to cheat. I have to add it. Let me try to find it really quick. Because I had all of my palettes taken out, and then something happened where everything got thrown off. Oh my god, where is that palette? Oh, shit. Y'all are gonna be like, oh my god, Brittany, how dare you? Where is it? Hold on. I have a couple more. You guys saw the top 10 already, so it's fine. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hold the phone. I feel so ashamed. Guys, how did you not clock me on this? I'm so disappointed in you. Listen. If you want to gift somebody a basic ass palette that's incredible, I gotta throw it in here. This palette is so fucking good. Like, this is for if you have somebody that loves like a grungy glam moment. Like Jamie Genevieve makeup aesthetic, they need this palette. But this is the one that I first thought of because I'm just like, this is just a staple palette. I love it. Y'all know that I love it. But I think okay, this is going to sound kind of mean. I think if you gifted somebody this that doesn't watch YouTube, they wouldn't understand, like, what... Because Vive just doesn't have the hype, which they definitely should. But I feel like when you're gifting something, you want those, like, well-known things, like when you walk in Sephora, for example. You walk in Sephora and you see them type of thing. But then this palette, how did I forget to fucking mention this? The Vanity Makeup, the signature, was this just the signature palette? Amazing packaging. Like, this is, like, comparable to Pat McGrath. But this color story, like, basic AF. But damn, the quality of this, I have a hair, like, creeping on my forehead. The quality of this palette is so amazing. Like, I'm so curious if they actually do, like, a sale. Wow, I can't believe that I forgot to put this in my pile. What the fuck? Because look at these metallic. These are, like, sparklers. They're so beautiful. Think, like, okay, so since, like, Tati Beauty is no longer... These remind me a lot of, like, the Tati palette, except better. Like, the quality of this, in my opinion, is better. But damn, this was such a good palette. Like, this would be such a good gift. Like, I love this shade. I just love shades like this. Tammy, I totally agree. Be honest. Be honest. There are so many amazing gifts this year. I could go on and on and on about, like, amazing makeup gifts. Like... so bad. But wow, I'm so disappointed in myself that I forgot to include that. But even still, I'm still good with my picks. It's just like, oh, by the way, like, these are also amazing. But like I said, I have a reasoning for everything. I can't believe that because that was one of the first ones that I thought of. Wow, I'm shot. There it is. One of your faves. Yes. The shimmers, they're so pretty. They're just like, these are like Edward Cullen skin with like a hint of color. Oh, they're stunning. Stunning. Right? It is. It's like, I know that like people were big mad over them charging what they charged. Styling your lipstick. I was gonna put Adept on there. But they're another pre-order moment. Like, you might not get it. So that's where, I don't know, it's just, that's one thing I did consider when I feature the brands. But back to what Mo said, like, the layout of this is just perfect. Like, this is just a core palette. Like, a no-brainer. You could even use, like, this as a highlight. You could use this as, like, a highlight topper. Shit, you could even use this as a contour, depending on your skin tone. It's just... really well done, but people were so pissed. They're like, how are they gonna charge $95? And I'm over here like, because one, they can, but two, like, when you're getting the same packaging as Pat McGrath, like, how are you even gonna, like, I don't know, and the quality is just amazing. So, I regret nothing. I even did a TikTok about that one. Yes! I'd buy Vanity Makeup instead of the Natasha Denona Glam Face palette this year. See, I think both are great, but you're also looking at two very different price points. Like, you have Natasha Denona, which the Glam is, I think, $65, and then the Vanity Makeup is $95. And then with the Natasha, you can get, like, 10-15% off right now at Sephora. Or 10, 15, or 20% off. So it's like, it depends on, there's so many things that go into it that it's like, really think about these things. Think about their skin tone. Think about their eye color, their preferences, the colors that they wear all the time. Like, all these things go into, like, when selecting it, or just, like, what they typically wear. If you just want to get them a great formula, or just, like, a holiday. And there's so many things. I actually like the look of the Vanity packaging over Pat McGrath, to be honest. See, I like, when I compare it to Pat McGrath, it's because, like, everything about this feels just like Pat McGrath. Except I agree that I do like this better. I wish that she would do like the special packaging with all of her palettes. I don't like how Pat's palettes are all the black packaging because it just doesn't feel as special. Like, that's why I was so pissy about the Divine Rose too, because it's like, honestly, when you're charging the same amount of money for this packaging and the black packaging, it makes no sense to me. This is glorious. Like, I even still have the cover on it because I don't want to fuck it up. This is so stunning. Like, beautiful palette, but I don't like her matte formula. I'm very curious because I have the Utopian Dream coming. I'm very curious how I like it. I actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I might compare Utopian Dream to this palette because I feel like the Utopian Dream gives me very much like Huda Beauty Rose Quartz vibes. Would that be a good video? Like, would you guys want to see that maybe? Or I'll just do two separate ones, but I'm like, this, you still can't go wrong with this palette. It's beautiful. But yeah, I was a clown. I've been a straight up clown so many times this week. But yeah, I was the clown that bought Utopian Dream, but it's because I keep seeing so many beautiful looks on it. And I love purple eyeshadows. Like, that purple shadow in that palette just about made me lose my shit. So, yeah. Let's see. That's an entire bougie vibe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if she did special packaging like that for all of her palettes, I probably wouldn't hate as much. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. I don't like the packaging that gets covered on fingerprints. That's one thing to think about, too, because some of these palettes that I did recommend today, like the new Glam palettes, for example, like, that is fingerprint city. So, yeah, so, like, for somebody like you, if I knew that, I would not buy you those for that simple reason. Yes, I totally agree. Her mattes are very hard to blend. Like, I just don't get that, like, seamless blend with hers. But I might, keep trying them just to see, because you never know. Sometimes I just come back to the Fire Rose, like, at some point, she might change something, and maybe I'll fucking love it, and then by the time I find out, I'm gonna miss it, you know? We'll see. You want to see the Rose Quartz video so bad? I'm probably gonna do that, because tomorrow's Monday, so we're doing new makeup releases. It'll probably be sometime next week. I'm still brainstorming what I want to do, but I did record me doing this look today. So if you like it, you're gonna want to catch that video. Let's see, fingerprint magnets and oddly shaped pans give me OCD anxiety. See, that's another thing to consider. Yes! I need the Peppercraft palette. You guys are so funny. Alright, guys, I think that's enough for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed all of my recommendations. I would love to continue to hear all of your recommendations, though. Leave them in the comments. Stay tuned for future videos. We've got the Rose Quartz coming. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for new makeup releases. And if you guys like the damn video today, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or thumbs it down. If you guys were watching in the live chat, I appreciate you all so much. And if you're new, subscribe, because why the fuck not? And I will see you guys hopefully tomorrow for new makeup releases. Okay, bye!